My name is Lauren. I'm 31 now. When I met Ethan Brooks, I was 24 and painfully hopeful. I just moved to Portland. Fresh job, new city, new life energy. Ethan worked one floor above me at the same consulting firm. We didn't flirt. We didn't have sparks flying across the room. He felt safe. And after years of chaos, safe felt like love. He was polite, observant, emotionally reserved in a way I mistook for depth. When he asked me out, it wasn't dramatic. It was careful. That should have been my first clue. We dated for 2 years. Married after 3, our wedding was perfect in that sterile, Instagram-approved way. Everyone cried. Everyone said we were solid. And we were solid like furniture. Stable, unmoving, emotionless. The thing about Ethan was that he never raised his voice, never slammed doors, never insulted me directly. He just slowly erased me. Conversations died mid-sentence. Touch became mechanical. Sex felt like a chore he scheduled between emails. Whenever I brought it up, he'd say the same thing. This is just what marriage looks like after a while. I believed him, because believing him was easier than believing I was slowly disappearing, until I found out about the other woman. Her name was Claire Reynolds. They met in college. Ethan's best friend. Same major. Same internship pipeline. Same friend group. Same inside jokes. She's basically my family, he said, which explained why she showed up unannounced. Why she had opinions about our furniture. Why she sat next to Ethan instead of across from him. I felt it every time. But every time I questioned it, I felt ridiculous. He wasn't secretive. He didn't hide his phone. He didn't sneak out. So I gaslit myself into silence. I got pregnant accidentally. When I told Ethan, he didn't smile. He stared at the wall and said, "This complicates things." That sentence still haunts me. I miscarried at 9 weeks. I was alone in a hospital bathroom when it happened. Ethan was on a work call. He arrived hours later with a distant look and told me we'd try again when things were better. Better for who? That night, he slept on the couch and never really came back to the bed. I found out on a Thursday. I remember, the first Thursdays used to be my favorite day of the week. My laptop crashed. Ethan told me to use his. A notification popped up. "Claire, I can't keep pretending around her. You said this was temporary." Temporary. I opened the messages. I shouldn't have, but once you see the door, you walk through it. 2 years. 2 years of hotels, weekends, shared playlists, future plans. And then the message that broke something inside me permanently. "Ethan, I married her because it made sense. You're who I actually love." I didn't cry. I felt cold. When I confronted him, Ethan didn't deny it. He looked relieved. Like he'd been waiting for this. He told me the truth calmly, like he was explaining a business decision. I was stable, reliable, acceptable to his parents. Claire was passion, chaos, love. Then came the part that changed everything. When I said I wanted a divorce, and we'll keep the house and half of our savings, his demeanor shifted. He reminded me the house was in his name, that most accounts were joint but funded by him, that legal battles would ruin me, financially. "You don't really have much without me," he said. That was the moment I stopped being his wife, and started becoming his biggest mistake. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I left the next morning with my documents and a bag. And then I went silent. I hired a lawyer, a good one. I documented everything. Screenshots, messages, timelines. I learned something important during that time. Men like Ethan only fear exposure when it costs them control. So I waited. Ethan tried to play nice publicly. Privately, he tried to break me. He delayed proceedings, claimed emotional instability after my miscarriage, tried to pressure me into a bad settlement. What he didn't know, I had proof of workplace ethics violations, undisclosed relationships, company policy breaches. I didn't threaten him. I simply let my lawyer ask questions. The kind of questions that make corporations nervous. Ethan lost his promotion. Then his job. Claire moved in but discovered that being chosen publicly isn't the same as being cherished. She wanted marriage, kids, commitment. Ethan didn't. The man who told me I was too emotional now complained she was too intense. They imploded. Messily. On the other hand, the settlement favored me. The silence favored me more. I rebuilt quietly. Therapy, new job, new city, a life that didn't require shrinking. Until 6 months ago, I thought the worst part of leaving my husband would be the betrayal. I was wrong. The worst part was realizing that the man who once ignored my existence could not survive being ignored himself. About 6 months after the divorce was finalized, I got my first message. Unknown number. "Hey, it's Ethan. I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing." I stared at my phone for a full minute before blocking the number. No response. No reaction. Nothing. I thought that would be the end of it. It wasn't. A week later, another number. "I've been thinking about you a lot. I owe you a real apology." Blocked. Then emails. From addresses that looked professional at first, then increasingly desperate. I finally understand what I lost. "You were the best thing that ever happened to me." Claire was a mistake. I see that now. I didn't reply to a single one. Then, the tone changed. What started as regret slowly twisted into accusation. "Evidence. You didn't even try to fight for us. You walked away too easily. Don't you think I deserve closure?" Closure? As if my pain was an unfinished task on his to-do list. I blocked, filtered, ignored. But since the last 2 weeks, I noticed his car outside my apartment once, then twice, then parked across the street like he was trying not to be obvious, but failing. Once I walked into my favorite grocery store and froze. He was there, not shopping, watching. He smiled like we were still married. I left my cart and walked out, shaking. Then the messages started being dangerous. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, new accounts. No profile photos. Random usernames. Some messages begged. Others threatened. If you'd just talked to me, this wouldn't have to be like this. I know where you work. I see you. That one made my hands go numb. One night, I opened my inbox and felt my stomach drop. He'd attached screenshots, photos of me walking into my apartment, me sitting at a cafe, me leaving work. He was watching me. The email ended with, "I just want to talk. Why are you making me do this?" That sentence haunted me. Next day, I went to the police station. I didn't hesitate anymore. I brought everything: messages, emails, call logs, screenshots, dates, times. The officer's expression changed halfway through. "This isn't romantic," she said. "This is stalking." Hearing it out loud made me feel both validated and terrified. But since he didn't really harm me directly, they couldn't arrest him. So they advised me to inform his parents and call them immediately if he tried something. That afternoon, I informed his parents. I emailed them everything. No commentary, no emotion, just evidence. Within hours, Ethan exploded. The messages came in rapid succession. "How dare you involve my parents? You're trying to ruin my life. You think this makes you powerful?" Then the voicemail started. Rambling, angry, tearful, unhinged. One ended with him sobbing, another with him shouting, another whispering my name like a threat. Hearing all that, I contacted my lawyer and filed for the restraining order the next morning. The judge didn't hesitate. When Ethan was served the order, he showed up outside my building anyway. The police arrested him that night. He had nowhere else to go. He moved back in with his parents. A 40-year-old man sleeping in his childhood bedroom because he couldn't accept the word no. A month later, a letter arrived. Handwritten. No return address. I knew it was him before I opened it. It was long, apologetic, self-pitying. He said he finally understood that he was broken. That he loved me. That he'd always loved me. I read it once. Then I threw it away. No tears. No shaking hands. No reaction at all. I didn't care because the apology wasn't for me. It was for his ego. He didn't miss me. He missed control. He missed access. He missed the version of me that stayed quiet and small. And she was gone.